What's up, guys? This is William from Negroranomy with another video. And today we're going to be talking about this single mother of three, 9-year old, 7-year old, 1-year old, dating a gangster. Now, I know a lot of y'all hate Kevin Samuels, but if Kevin Samuels was to give advice to this lady, Kevin Samuels would have said that this gangster should never even be in the house. He shouldn't be even considered as an option as a viable boyfriend, husband. Because if you have three kids, any guy that's gonna come in and be something serious would have to be a high value man of earning, six-figure income to be anything serious to be dating a woman that has three kids. Because if you're gonna be anyone serious, it's not gonna be a 22-year-old low level thug. Like if she followed Kevin Samuels' advice, he would have told this guy, this 22-year-old, right from the beginning, no, that you need to go away. I don't need you. But this sometimes is these women and the boyfriends that they choose that puts them in this situation. You're out here with three kids, probably with three different baby daddies. Now you're gonna pick up this fourth guy, probably nothing going ain't nothing going on. He's 22 and you know he's a gangster and you're trying to expect something different. Why don't you pick different and find someone like a high volume man, a six-figure income? Because somebody like him should never be in this story. Like this story would never occur if this lady picked better. The women and the men that they choose. So let's go ahead and talk about this story. So we got this 22-year-old Jeremiah Jones. He goes over to see the lady, been dating her for 8 months. He gets over to the house. She's asking the girl, you know, now that I'm here, let me go ahead and hit it from the back. And of course, this lady is hesitant. She doesn't want to. And he's in the house and she's saying, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. In a lot of situations, guys, if you're with a lady and she tells you, hell no, like we're not going to do anything tonight, don't go mad. Don't go crazy. There are so many women out there that are willing to be with you. In this situation, the lady did not want to be with him, even though he was dating him for 8 months, which is a long time. A long time. And like this, you should not. This day should never have even occurred. Like just looking at this guy's rap shoot, 22-year-old black male in Chicago. What's the point of even going out with somebody like him and you know that he's a gangster and you want to bring him around your children? Like we need to date with purpose, like Kevin Samuels used to say, date with purpose. So then the right guy that's coming to your situation and you're bringing them around your family, you have to be, as a woman, you got to be more selective, especially if you got three young children. Like 22-year-old gangsters should not even be in the house, nowhere near in the radar, let alone be a boyfriend of 8 months. And of course, when he gets mad, what do you think? Whenever these gangsters get mad, they use the gun to solve every situation. But you wanna go and date a gangster instead of an average value man that's working a 9 to 5 job. That's who you should be going after. An average value man that's working 9 to 5 that would take you on with your three children and you wouldn't have none of this violence and getting shot and stuff like that. So now this guy is on the run. Because once again, he made the wrong decision going out and instead of dealing with his temper, he went ahead and did projection and shoot at the woman and the kids. That's why women with children, if women with children put a rule upon themselves and said, I'm only gonna date a guy, an average value man or high value man that is not a criminal, because you're bringing them around your children. But that's what's going on here. Some of these ladies have poor decisions, and because of their poor decisions, their children have to suffer because of their poor decisions. Picking all these different baby daddies, picking guys that not gonna stick around. Leave her out here open with three young children. Now she what? Children A's will come in and take over because of these bad decisions these women make and the mate that they pick. Oh boy, so this is the situation, and people are just out here, leaving all their comments and everything. Of course, there's some trolls in here. I'm gonna see if I can find any good comments right here. When will black people stop this foolishness? White people don't have to do anything to us. We're doing it to ourselves. When will enough be enough? That's the situation we got going on, and a lot of it is black women and the people that they choose. They're choosing the wrong guys and think that the wrong guys are going to be good guys by the time the baby is born. But that's not the situation. And this lady did this three times because you see no husband with three children. And she's still not learning from her previous mistake that maybe this time, for my fourth time, I'm going to pick a guy that's actually about something. An average value man, a 9 to 5, that's going to work, come home, and even if he's boring, at best, he's not going to shoot me at night. But you dating a gangster and think that you're not gonna get shot up, but it's crazy. It's ridiculous. But sometimes these ladies are delusional. That the guy, I know he's a gangster, but he's never gonna shoot me or my children. But try and break it off and see what happens. Try and break off that relationship, see what happens. Because he's been using violence to solve all of his problems. So this is a problem when you try and break up with him. He's gonna use the gun as his form of solution. See, there's oh man, Leonardo Yates always has crazy comments. I hope when men start questioning why they always dogging women, gays, that the ones committing 99% of the violence. So it's so sad. Black men behaving in the community, they're supposed to lead and protect the women and children, but they ignore the message and blame everything on the woman. Instead of asking why are they fathers, the backbone, women can only do so much, working 8 hours a day, cook and clean. Where are the men? Because they're not picking the average value man. 50, 60% of us that are childless, they're not picking the average value man. Maybe the average value man is not the typical guy that you go after. He may be a little shorter than you. He may be a little overweight. He may be a little bit boring. But at least the guy is going to be responsible. The average value man. If you can't get the high value man, then why don't you go for the average value man? Yes, because it's never the poor little helpless woman's fault for choosing a gangbanger and bringing him around the kids. I'm sure the fathers of the other kids are all doctors, lawyers, and teachers, right? That's another comment right there. It's never the woman's fault. It's always the gangbanger that she brings around. And no, see, we have to blame both the guy and the mother for this situation, because with the woman that keeps selecting the bad men to be the father of their children, and then come on the social media and start crying and talking about that, the, after they pick up these bad guys, these women come on these social media and be like, I can't believe Devontae would do something like this. I know he's a thug and villain, and he's been in jail for 10 years for murder, and I know he's got 7 kids. But girl, I can change him. I can change him. And this is the type of delusional mentality that Kevin Stanley was fighting. That drove him mad, that drove him crazy. That the delusion some of these women have, and selecting mate, that they're not selecting the mate that should procreate with, they're selecting the mate that just that's just maybe it's a fling. So we gotta blame the women on this one for picking that the men that they pick, and they come on social media and try to look for our sympathy when it goes bad. But you knew he was a gangster. So how can we be sorry for you? So here's another situation. First off, I'm not talking about gangbangers. Stop gaslighting. Majority of black men are like this. Not all, but too dang many. Okay, 30% are in jail. So the other 70% are still viable options. And you know, a lot of us are educated, college educated. So the other 70% of us, why don't you pick one of the average value? Why are you going after the 30% criminals out there? Percentage who are gangbangers. But let's be honest, the black male has failed the community, which is true. Either drugs, abandoning women and children, not cleaning up the community, or investing. Well, let's see. If women change their choosing options, where they only chose men that were not gangbangers, they were not criminals, and they worked 9 to 5, the black community would change. If all these black women only picked guys that had an income of 75,000 a year or more, and they had no criminal history, how was our black community changed? Because remember, it's the women that choose who they have sex with. Women choose who they have a baby with. So if you're only selecting bad guys in the black community, then you can't really blame the black men who are doing the work or being uh, examples to society. They're having their job, they're working, they got the blue collar, white collar, all these guys, but you're not picking on them. You keep picking the gangster. So you can't really blame black men on the guys that women choose. So really, it's the woman's fault here for not choosing correctly. And that's what Kevin Samuel was doing for the last 2 3 years, trying to get the lady out of delusions and being laser focused on picking the right guy that's for them. Especially if you got kids, you should not be out here wasting time picking the wrong guy. You should be laser focused picking the right guy, working 9 to 5, that's gonna come home and work and be a good father to those 3 children. So yeah, we have to blame the mother on this one. You gotta blame the mother for bringing all this nonsense into the house and not expecting to get shot up yourself. You're sleeping with dogs, you're gonna get fleas, guys. You're sleeping with dogs, you're gonna get fleas. If you got all these bad guys hanging around your house with your children and think nothing's gonna happen, then you're delusional. Something's gonna pop off, especially if you try and break it up with the guy. He's gonna seek revenge, but the only way he knows how to have a solution is by the gun. And don't be surprised if he uses it on you. Anyways, guys, what y'all think, man? I had enough of this nonsense. But leave your comment down below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. That's all I gotta say about this video. Bye bye.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Look at you.